I remember I showed up to like my second sprint and
Yes.
they divided the group. They said the people that are really good swimmers on this group and the people that aren't very good swimmers on this group. So I went with the non-swimming group, and then I realized I could swim.
Yo, yo, yo! Hey, feisty baddest triathletes, swimmers, cyclists, runners, endurance athletes, Ironman finishers, and of course, wannabe triathletes. How's it going? I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday because today is another special day. Today, we're going to have our weekly live show with me, Coach Shangrila. And we are not only going to have one special guest, we're actually going to have 5 special guests. And some of them are actually calling from the East Coast. So they are 3 hours ahead of time. These are athletes, 5 athletes who are actually able to shave 10 to 30 seconds per 100 yards in at least about 4 to 6 weeks. Guess what? Without ever seeing a swim coach, without ever seeing me. But I wanted to talk more about how hard a swimming can be for a lot of athletes, especially because it's so technical, so complicated. And actually, I was one of them. I wanted to tell you before I introduce them is that when I was an athlete back then, I did not know how to swim. I did not even know how that I need to put my face under in the water. Or, when I was doing the races, in the when the start, I was so nervous because once the race starts, guess what? I see all of those athletes like sharks about to eat me. Is this any one of you guys like this, like getting nervous? Raise your hands or say me under the comment. Also look, the first thing I'm gonna look was actually what is the cutoff time on the swim. Is it lake or is it ocean? Because I want to make sure I meet the cutoff time, because I want to make sure I don't DNF. If you're one of them, say me, because today I'm going to show you, and actually not me, these 5 athletes going to share to you. Welcome, Javey from Texas. There you go. And I'm going to tell you also where they came from, like how their swimming was, and then they're going to speak also like their experience and how are they now? Okay, so let me introduce you. We have Fanny, the only woman right now. Fanny's from Oregon. And I'm going to share to you something that I actually prepared here because she is amazing. So she was actually, I met her in 30-day swim boot camp. And guess what? Fanny from Oregon, which I wish I could meet her in person, but she improved from 2:34 minutes per 100 yards, and her critical swim speed became 1:52 minutes per 100 yards. And this was within 30 days. Great job, Fanny. All right. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to introduce you is Naga. Naga is in Santa Cruz. And again, I wish I could meet him in person. He started with 2:04 minutes per 100 yards, became 1:52 minutes per 100 yards. And he got that in 6 weeks. And during that time, there's a lot of restrictions still, right, Naga? With the COVID, only 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And you had to go through of how to work it out. Coach, I only had 45 minutes. What am I going to do? Okay, but he worked hard, and he's going to tell you also how he did it. But he got that for 6 weeks. Next thing, Cruz, raise your hand. Cruz from Chula Vista. So Cruz is actually new in triathlon, new in swimming. He has 3 kids, 2 jobs, very busy, and he's strong on the run. He's new on the bike. That's another story, but he got stronger on the bike. He got stronger on the swimming. And I'm so happy. And I'm so happy because recently he also just got about 140 to 145 minutes per 100 yards. And that would actually help him to get to the top of his age group. And I know that because he wants that. All right, next, JV. Javey's been with me for 3 years now. Javey is in Texas. He used to only swim with snorkel. He did not know how to swim wherein he has to breathe on the left. So snorkel was his blanket. He cannot let it go. Sadly, he had trauma in swimming when he was a kid in drowning. So he was traumatized. So that's another thing. So confidence was hard for him. But when he started, he actually, let me click this one because I love this one. So this one was actually when he sent me after 5 weeks, and he was so happy. I saved it because he had a record. He swam 2,200 in 5 weeks. That at that time, where's Javey? At that time, he learned how to swim bilaterally. He also learned the technique. He improved in swimming in just 5 weeks, but he consistently trained. And then now, guess what? He's at 150 minutes per 100 yards. 150 minutes per 100. We're talking about it. You know what? And then guess what, JV? I saw your sprints. You can actually do 140 now on those sprints, but we need to extend it. But right now with endurance portion, he's at 150 minutes per 100 yards. Good job, JV. Next, Rodrigo from Boston. So Rodrigo is a fast runner. Fast runner. Great job, Rodrigo. He's getting stronger on the cycling. I have not met him in person. He's also 3 hours ahead. He's very busy. Yeah, last year he did not have swimming pool access. He actually just got a swimming pool access on March. And I was actually, when I was talking to him, I was kind of nervous because he has not. So let's see where you're at, Rodrigo. So we saw his swimming. He was at 2:05 minutes per 100 yards. And just within a few weeks, he actually is now on 145, 150 minutes per 100 yards. Whew! That was the start. Welcome, Chris, Andrea. So if you're watching this one live, put their hashtag live or say, hey, if you're listening or you're hearing me. So let's start. So let me ask you, let's start with Fanny. Fanny, before, because we met in 30-day swim boot camp, right? So before 30-day swim boot camp, describe me how it was for you with swimming.
It was a horrible experience. If I look back, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
So you know what I'm glad about though is that you were jumping into the pool and you were not scared, right? Or you're just playing. Is that right?
Actually, no. When I was little, I wasn't scared, but until I turned 15, I went to the ocean and jumped for the pier. And so I almost drowned. So it took me 24 years to get in the water.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad you actually overcame that and start jumping again to the water. So it was horrible.
Oh yeah, totally.
So is that the main reason why you actually signed up for the 30-day boot camp, or is that why? Or did you want to be a triathlete then, or you just wanted to learn how to swim properly?
Actually, I always wanted to do a triathlon.
Oh, okay.
But swimming was holding me because
Gotcha.
I have fear. I wasn't able to be in the water. Even when we were going on vacations, all my pictures, I have my life jacket with extra noodles in every single picture.
Got it.
And so I wasn't enjoying that much the water because I had like a panic and I always grabbing my husband's arm or grabbing myself. So it was really sad.
Yeah. For those who's listening or viewing this live show, who else here feel the same as Fanny? Like feeling embarrassed? You too, Cruz. You were embarrassed. Tell me more about it, Cruz.
Well, because I never could swim properly.
Sure.
So,
you were embarrassed you did not know.
Yeah, I'm just embarrassed not knowing how to swim. I couldn't put my face in the water. Panic a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
So,
especially have your kids. Did your kids like ask you, Daddy, I want to swim? How did you feel about that when, or were they asking you, or you're not even taking them to the pool?
I wouldn't take them to the pool as much, so I wouldn't have to deal with that.
Gotcha. Yeah. How about you, Naga, or Rodrigo, or Javey? Did you feel embarrassed, same as Fanny?
Yeah, I was, mostly like trying to understand, okay, so why am I not able to swim? Like, or like I'm putting in this many hours of work every day, and it's not correctly translating. Yeah, and that's like little bit frustrated.
Yeah. Is that what you feel also, Rodrigo?
Yes, yeah, a little bit. I mean, I knew my dad always, he would really focus that I knew how to swim to survive, but never to be competitive or to, make a good time. So, so yeah,
you want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I felt the same way. When I was swimming, I did not like it that Vineta was not even putting any training, and she would just zoom. Like, I go to the pool almost every day. How could she just do that? And, passing me, I'm like, that's not fair. And yes, I was embarrassed too. I'd go to the party. I would have swimsuit, but I will just be on the side. And I was embarrassed. It was embarrassing, especially or in the lake. Also, actually, when I finished a triathlon, I pretend that I'm a triathlete, but I did not know how to swim properly also. So even though I was a triathlete, I did not know how to swim properly. But so embarrassment, frustrated. Javey, how about you? How were you before before the coaching, considering that you had trauma, and then also when you were dependent on your snorkel?
When you begin, you don't know what you don't know. After you learn a lot, then you kind of go, God, I looked horrible. I can't believe I was out there swimming like that. And now when I see other people in the pool, I think, wow, I've come a long way.
Do you take a picture? That was me before. Yeah. So now, so I wanted to ask, because a lot of athletes, try to learn how to swim. So I wanted to ask you how you are right now. Did you ever think that you'd be better swimmer when you were struggling then? Did you ever think that you're going to be faster? Or did you wish that that's going to happen? Go ahead.
I know for me, I could kind of like Rodrigo said, I could swim to survive, but I just practiced in my community pool. My house was, and I know I look like a mess, waving from the sides. So I was like, I can't put my face in the water. I was like, well, I can run. I have some conditioning, so but I never thought I would. I was like, well, part of me knew it because I know I could work at it. Because when I want something, like most of us in here, we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but I'm gonna get this sooner or later. Okay. But I didn't think I would get to this speed. Before I was just trying not to drown and die or have a heart attack in the water.
Yeah, more survival, right? So now it's more of performance. How else can I get faster? How else can I get? I'm sure you're hungry because, for example, Eric would say, I used to be 230 minutes per 100 yards, but now I'm at 145, 130. That means I can just do anything. Do you guys think the same thing? Now that you're reaching under 2, you felt how to get faster? Go ahead, Rodrigo. Yes?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in my case, what happened is I started following your videos and then the first thought that came to my mind after doing a couple of, 200 meters or something was, I never thought this was so complicated because you have to think about, when you're just swimming for survival mode, you don't care about if I have a good catch or not, etc. And when I started following all the things or recommendations in the videos, I was like, this is too complicated. I'm focusing on so many things that I have a struggle. I'm struggling in just breathing properly. But then, once it starts to get more automatic, and that helped a lot. But that was my experience at the beginning.
Good. Well, you mentioned about the swim videos. Are these the ones that you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. And they're not long. They're actually 3 to 5 minutes videos. So tell me, there's already a lot of YouTube videos, right? And they're free, right? So I wanted to ask you, what is it about this? And I would love to know, what is it about the swim videos that you like? Let's ask, because I use this one for the 30-day swim bootcamp. I want to make sure that anyone, even though they don't see me in person, that they feel like I'm in front of them. And I use the same exact words. I'm very detailed, just like in engineering. Let me ask Cruz. Go ahead, Cruz. What is it about those? You did watch it, do you? Do you watch it? Do you use it? Okay, good. I'm glad. Good. Tell me.
Well, like, because I like how you explain, like, you struggle in the water too. So you make it, it's very relatable. So like, okay, she can get it, and she was like, fear of the water, like a little panic. That's how I feel. So it's very relatable. And like, as a teacher myself, like, I know, like, when a student can relate to the teacher. So, and then I watched one of the first videos, because I just couldn't breathe. And it was just, it was so simple, because I was like, okay, bubble, bubble, and then breathe. And so I was at the wall. My wife's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm trying to breathe in the water. Like, and then the torpedo kicks. I think that's where I finally connected. I remember messaging. It was like, hey, I did torpedo kicks, and like my face was in the water, and I was just like, it was like a breakthrough.
Yeah.
So the video is simple and relatable for me. Like, very detailed, like that.
Yeah, it's funny because you say simple and relatable, because I've made it simple in I think kindergarten words, like some of them I've made the words like something that you can actually understand. Let's ask Javey. Javey, how is it for you? What are the tools that you've used in in learning how to swim, especially you not even knowing that you're dependent on your snorkel?
I think the main thing is the relationship with trusting the coach.
Gotcha.
That sometimes I see you tell me to do a certain speed and I go, I can't do that. And then I still try and I'm able to do it. So over time, you build that trust that you see the workout and you go, this is crazy. I can't do that. And then you say, the coach, I have to trust the coach. He knows I can do that. And then I'm able to do that.
Gotcha. Especially when you saw the first time 3,000 yards. I'm like, what? Yeah. I have not even done I think that was not even like sprint triathlon or Olympic at the time, but it was like, what? What am I training for? I have not even registered for any 70.3, but I know that you were capable. And I'm not just going to stick.
Another breakthrough for me was, I remember I showed up to like my second sprint and they divided the group. They said the people that are really good swimmers on this group and the people that aren't very good swimmers on this group. So I went with the non-swimming group, and then I realized I could swim when I saw how bad some of those swimmers were. They were just swimming with their head above the water the whole time, and you're like, what are you doing? And so they ended up screwing up my time because they were taking too long to get from one end of the pool to the other.
Right.
And so then I regretted not going with the other group.
You're not one of them anymore. You gotta have to change the mindset.
Your mindset is very important to say.
Change the mindset.
You can't say I'm bad. I bet you can't do that.
Yeah. So welcome, Simon, Chris, Bonnie. If you're just tuning in, #live, say hey, making sure that you're hearing us. Let's ask Naga. Naga, what are the things, give us one thing. We talk about the video. I'm gonna talk about that too. But were you using also the swim videos? Yeah. Or what are the tools that that has helped you big time? Tell me.
Mm-hmm. So one of the most important thing which I liked about the swim video is where you highlight what happens when you do wrong. Like,
yes.
For example, so say like if I'm doing something, say if I take a plan, download a plan online and see like, okay, do these drills. I'll be like trying to do those drills and why is water entering my mouth when I do this drill? Like there's always that confusion. But in your videos, I see like the side kicking and all those videos. It'll have like 5 different types of things which could go wrong. And what are all the symptoms? Like if you get water, this is what you are doing wrong. If you're seeing the sky, this is what you are doing wrong. So during the swimming, so when I do the drill, when I get that symptom, I automatically know what to correct.
Good.
From the video.
Love it.
That's one thing which I really, really like from the videos.
I am so happy you actually pointed that out, because my intention is actually for each one of you to coach yourself, for you to be able to find out what's going on without me being there. But for me to say that, I need to know what's causing it, what's the root cause of it, and how you can actually correct it. And that's the way I do it, because that's the way engineering mindset does it. I'm just so detailed. So let me just show you what he's saying about that here. So for example, hopefully you guys can see it. So this is one of the swim videos. So basically I'm telling them, if you swallow water, try this. this is the progression, right? Is that what you're saying, Naga? What?
Also the 7 mistakes.
Yep. My mistakes. There are several things that can go wrong, even the simplest thing, right? Mistakes number 1, mistakes number 2, and then now you scroll here and then you'll see exactly. You know why I did this? Because guess what? I was just like you. My coach gave me this training peaks with the links to the YouTube video, and I tried. Oh my God, I was like almost drowning because I couldn't do it. And I felt you. So, you know, like when I coach, and also because I've done a lot of swim video analysis as well. So that helped. Okay, good. I'm glad you pointed that out. Okay. Anything else, Rodrigo? Fanny, that you want to add?
Yeah, I want to add one thing, but Fanny, go ahead, please.
Okay, go ahead, Fanny.
So for me, oh yes, I was watching the videos over and over again, and every time when I was going to the pool, it's like I have you telling me, okay, you are looking to the ceiling. Don't look again. Just remember, right. One guy went half in the pool and another one. And so, and the more you watch the videos, it helps you a lot, because if you only watch one time, if you go swimming, it doesn't help that much. I noticed that. But if you continue to watching, it helps you a big way. So, and I still watching it, you know, and every time because it's really easy to go back to your old habits, your old bad habits.
Old habits.
Yeah. If you are doing good now, when you are looking back, you are doing your old bad habits. And so you have to, okay, no, I'm doing this right. So let's go back and check the videos again.
Yes.
And
remind. Thank you, Fanny. Yes, habits. And I mentioned the habits mainly also because I am just so very careful. A lot of athletes just go, okay, do the drills. But if you're not doing the drills correctly, whatever you're practicing on the drills will carry on the swimming. Whether that's bad, that's good. If it's good, your swim is going to be easier. But if your drills are wrong, it's going to affect the swimming. So I'm going to ask you a quick question. Why do you think we do the drills? Does anyone know? Or why can't we just swim and think about, I'm going to breathe, you know, I'm going to do the Popeye breathing. I'm going to have this high elbow. Why do I encourage athletes to do technique or drills? Is there anyone?
It's easier to solve the problem one at a time. And the drills kind of helps isolate the problem and fix it, and then get the feeling of how it should be, and then apply it in the full swim.
Very good. Very good. Anyone else who want to add?
You know, we have a pro athlete that trains at my gym. He's from Spain.
Okay.
And every time I go, he's training, and he's always doing drills. So that's one reason. If a pro athlete is doing that, there's a reason he's doing that and not just swimming. So anyway, I can't analyze that, but I saw him, and every time he's doing some drills.
Awesome. Good. Fanny, you want to add something?
Yeah, drill help you to improve. And if you're doing the drills, you think a new technique, because if you don't do the technique, your drills will go really down. You will start sinking your body, and you'll feel I'm dragging a lot of water, and you're getting tired really quickly. So, and I think, in my opinion, drills help me a lot to focus. And I had the mantra, just concentrating on your technique. That's my mantra when I'm swimming.
Good. Anyone else want to add? Why do we want to do drills or do it correctly? Go ahead, Rodrigo.
Sure. It's just, I completely agree. I think, you know, once it's about the technique and to be smooth in the water. And if you just, because at the beginning, not that happened to me, but I was like, why do I have to do this? You know, the scully and the javelin. Like, no, I just want to go and swim like crazy, and, you know, 3,000 meters. Yes, I'm strong, but you know, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna focus on doing this. But then the day that now you have to swim 1,000 meters or something, then it gets easier, or you struggle less, and you see your time, your
going down
pace improving, and then you say, okay, yeah, probably it's because now I'm focusing on having a good catch, etc.
Yep.
If I don't do that, I just go swimming, I'm never going to improve that.
Good.
So,
I'm glad you point that out. Yep. Because I was like that too, because no one really taught me how to do the drills correctly. So I just go distance. I'm, sprint Ironman like right away within less than a year without knowing how the proper technique is. I finished 4 Ironman, but guess what? I had injury on my rhomboid because I did not know how to swim correctly. I was swimming only on one side, didn't know the rotation. And one thing that I wanted to add there is that swimming is not just about moving your arms. And it's different components. There's breathing, there's catch, pull, glide, rotation, kicking, okay? Moving your hip. Your body needs to be in sync. For you to be thinking, so all those, what I said, all in split of a second, your brain's gonna go crazy. And that's why one of the main reasons why we want to at least break it apart, and that's what we teach in Feisty Fox coaching, is that we need to focus, especially if someone who's actually learning how to swim properly, or someone who's actually trying to dissect what else is holding you back to actually get from 145 to 135 minutes per 100 yards. We need to dissect which part of the swimming needs some tiny little, like fixing. Okay. And then when you do the drills, it's going to cover, we're going to be able to find out what's the main thing that's holding you back. And, like a lot of athletes, actually, when I go look at the swim videos analysis or like in person, I would say, your rotation on the left is not as good as on the right. We need to correct it. So it has to be very specific. Okay. So now, but at the same time, we don't want to be just doing technique, right? Because we're going to be slow, too slow. All right. We need to have balance on technique, speed, endurance, and open water. Do you guys agree on that? As those who are viewing this call, are you guys doing those 4 things? Because you don't want to be just doing technique, because technique is low intensity. Yes, you need to learn how to do the technique, but you need to feel how it is to be fast, right? Like what Javey said earlier, I didn't think I could push that pace, but I tried it. And he did. And he's now 145, 150, Javey, someone who was dependent on snorkel. Okay. So he's doing that. You need to push, you need to feel your body to get there. The next thing is endurance, right? You need to get to the endurance, because if you're just swimming by the speed and you have an Ironman, your body needs to feel it, because you could be so overly fatigued and you can't hold the technique at the end, right? Good. And definitely open water because of confidence, open water skills. So those 4 things. All right. So now we covered a lot. Let me see here. So let me ask you, I think we cover, how about the top 2 things that you've learned during the swim coaching or swim training? Like, for example, it could be swimming. What's important to you? Swimming, technique, strength, body maintenance, pacing, mindset. What has helped you to get faster? Give me top 2 things, good or bad, that you've learned during this swim training, your swim journey. Go ahead. Who wants to go first?
Okay, for me.
Yes, go ahead, Fanny. 2 top things.
For me, techniques.
Technique. Okay, 1. Tell me more about it.
Because you need to learn how to breathe properly. Okay. If you don't know how to breathe properly, you'll not be able to improve your swimming. No matter how much you're doing, it's not going to help you, because you need to learn how to breathe. And like somebody say, if you don't get air in your body's not going to continue to do what you want.
Good.
And for me, yeah. And the second one is body maintenance.
Body maintenance. He does it.
So.
Tell me more about body maintenance, because not a lot of people does it. Not a lot of coaches also teach that. A lot of other coaches just do swim, bike, run. Oh, sleep, eat. Swim, bike, run, sleep, eat. Right? But what is body maintenance? Not really, mentioned. Tell us, what is body maintenance?
Body maintenance is like giving love to your body.
Yeah.
Because your body works so much, your body give you everything. So you have to give it back the love, the same love that your body's giving it to you. So if you don't do body maintenance, you will start getting injured. And it's one of the things that I was really bad. I never did my body maintenance before I have you. I just learning with you. I knew I had to do it, but it wasn't like putting as a priority. But now it's like, wow, I haven't get injuries since I started coaching with you. And so like I get my genes.
All right,
yeah. But before I was going to physical therapy every single year, twice a year. Wow. And so, and I was like looking back, it's like, oh wow. And my friends are like, you haven't get injured, Fanny. And I said, yes.
And you've been doing more, right?
Doing more, yes.
You're doing more, but not injured, and the body maintenance helps.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone, Javey, Rodrigo, you guys can relate? No injury, Cruz? Okay.
Yeah, in my case, I would say, I mean, I agree with Fanny, but to add, I remember one quote that you said, but in the weakest moments, you need to have the strongest mind or something. And that always come to my mind when I'm either swimming or running or biking, that I'm like, okay, I'm almost down. I'll call it for the day. And then I remember that and say, no, that this is the right time when I have to be stronger and not just to say, okay, I'm going to stop. Yeah. And the other thing, the two things, I think also body maintenance. One assumes, okay, I just have to do this and tomorrow I'll relax a little bit because I want to get better, so I have to continue running or swimming. And it's like, no, do it. You have to do things smartly instead of doing more of the same.
Nice. All right. So let me repeat what Rodrigo said. Rodrigo said, when things get hard, instead of you giving up, like you need to train for it, your mindset. Is that right, Rodrigo? Okay, good. Then instead of just not doing it, it's actually practicing, taking the opportunity. When it gets harder, feel it, get through it, because you're going to get better next time. The next one is that also, again, body maintenance. Let me just expand that body maintenance. We discussed also about this one on one of our live interviews. Body maintenance is basically like brushing your teeth. You do it not because you're hurting or you're injured already, but you do it so you do not get hurt. So you're being proactive. It's maintaining your body, being proactive and feeding the body some love instead of just working out, training. And athletes don't get injured, because when you're not injured, you get stronger. Guess what? Because you can go back next day, give a high quality workout rather than being on survival mode or struggling next day. All right. So body maintenance. Good. Okay. Let's check out Javey from Texas. Javey, top 2 things, good or bad.
There's like 200 things I love about your coaching, but two of the things I really like is like pre-race. That's real important for me, because you're nervous and you kind of ground me and you kind of say, here's the plan, you're going to do this. That's so helpful, because your training and everything just goes out the window because you get nervous. And so that really helps me know what paces I'm going to hold. That's real important. Also the you're kind of like a life coach, for me, and that also helps, because it's not just about training, nutrition, rest. It's there's other factors in our lives that affect everything, and so that's real important. When you're understanding too that we want to be great fitness, but life is also involved in everything. So those are the 2 top things I think I like.
Well, I'm very honored you say that, Javey. Javey actually is a volunteer as a governor in Lions, a doctor, also a real estate investor. For him to actually tell me that he depends on me as a life coach, that's like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. I look up to him, seriously. But I like what he said. He said it's more of like being objective. What's the targets before the race, right? Because when you get to the race, it's just the way it is. Your emotions going to go out there. You're going to feel so much, but being prepared, strategy, which is what I'm going to share to you right now, is that in coaching, it's not about just training. Training is only one thing. And that's what I used to do back then. And I wasn't getting my success. It's training, nutrition, body maintenance, mental fitness, and next thing is race strategy. We study the race. We study how we're going to execute it. Okay. The next thing is that he mentioned about, it's not about just training. It's about what goes on into your life. Why? Because we don't think about just physical stress. We're looking at the overall stress. And that could be family, friends, peer pressure, finance, work, your coworkers, looking at you're a boss, right? There's so much things. And guess what? Those affect your health. Those affect your training, whether you're going to be able to execute a high quality training or a poor quality training, whether you're going to be able to actually execute long-term and be sustainable, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, when I used to have a coach back then, it's kind of sad. And I hope all the other coaches actually look at the overall stress. It's not about just, you know, like the medal. It's not about just finishing the workout. To me, it's about how the athlete feels by the end of the day. Feels good, pat on the back, right? And actually, you know, like someone who's not injured, someone who has life balance, happy. All right, good. Thanks, JV. All right, next, Naga. Top 2 good or bad things that you've learned so far. Wendell, welcome, Wendell. Go ahead.
So for me, I personally like the time I spent on technique drills because for me, like time is more valuable, really valuable. And I get the biggest benefit in the 20 minutes I spend for the technique drills. Yep. I see like even you used to highlight like apart from the regular scheduled swims, like try to go to the pool and spend like 20 minutes just doing the drills. And I feel that kind of like gave me more boost and helped me a lot. And that, and also like getting early feedback from the coach, keeping the feedback loop running, that helps me a lot.
Good. Definitely. Yeah, because we're all busy. And the thing about it is that a lot of some of the workouts will be 1 hour, which is 1 hour is a lot already for a lot of people. But then we can modify that and focus on the main things, not all the drills, and actually the main thing that you need to work on. And if I tell you, okay, just focus on your breathing, just focus on the rotation on the left, and that's it, that's what you're gonna give you the result, and then you'll focus on that. Or like just focus on making sure your IT band is better. Because if your IT band is not okay, that's gonna hold you back. If your confidence is not good, if you're in panic, let's dig into your head and then fix that right now. Because the other, whatever you're doing, swim, bike, run, it's not gonna go through if your mindset's not good, right? All right, good. I'm glad. Okay, top 2 good and bad things. Let me see. Cruz?
All right, top 2 things that I felt got me faster. Like some other athletes have already said, technique is big.
All right, good.
Because not knowing how to swim properly, and then once I started seeing watch the videos, like, oh my god, I didn't think it was that technical. So it was like, and a lot of stuff can go through your head, right? Like you're saying, like all in a split second. So coming from a music background, being a guitarist, like you gotta have technique, because like guitarists used to say, like the technique is the backbone of your playing. So like all the other expression stuff you can do with it, but you got to have the technique to pull it off. So I looked at swimming kind of the same way, or training. Like if you don't have the technique, you're going to fall apart. Yeah. Right. When push comes to shove, you're going to revert back to, like, I think someone else said, like your bad habits, and you're going to crumble. So the technique, I believe, is your foundation. Yeah. So that's why when you give the drills, it's like, all right, cool. Like I used to hate side kicking because I've taken a lot of water, like, oh man, my ear. And so, but now I was like, oh, side kicking, I can do that.
Yes,
right, cool.
yes.
Breathing. So I got that down. And then for me, it's always been like consistency, you know, because you can't, you gotta put the practice time in, right? So just like again, related to my music, like if you don't practice, you're not gonna get any better. So if you don't show up and do it, you can't expect results. So those are 2 top things.
Love it. So you mentioned technique, and then I want to emphasize consistency. Just like in diet, it's not about yo-yo training, because you're not going to get results, especially if you're trying to practice the good proper way of swimming.
Right.
Unfortunately, for a person who's actually just learning how to swim will not work. Okay, it has to be more often. But then it doesn't have to be 1 hour. Could be just 15, 20 minutes, like Naga said, but you need to know what's a specific one that you need to do, and then jump on it, do it, execute right away, and then go to the next one, next workout, or work or school, like right away. Okay, good, awesome. And actually that side kicking, it sounds so basic, but you're doing so many different things there. There's the breathing, the rotation, the elbow, not dropping the elbow, right? The kicking, there's so much there. But if you just look like, for example, the YouTube video, of course, that looks so simple. But if you don't do it right, it's not going to go through. All right, good. Anyone else who wants to add? Let me see. Did I ask you already, Rodrigo? Top 2 good. Okay, let's do it. Top 2 good and bad things that you've learned, or bad things that you've learned.
No, I already added, but I can just the
Sure.
last thing that I would like to say is, I agree with that. One of those videos was about, and I had it on my training, the one that you have to go on the side. And I remember the first time that I tried, I just sank like a submarine. I was like, okay, clearly I'm not at that level. So but now maybe I'm not doing perfectly, but definitely way better. So it's good to see, the hard work pays off, and then that encourages you a lot to say, okay, now I'm going to try to do this. Now I just try to make it perfect, but I know the technique is helping. So that for me was something that energized me a lot.
Awesome. Good. All right. So before we end, what I wanted to tell you, all right, Simon said, excellent information, people. Many thanks. Thank you so much. I am so excited, because what I wanted to tell everyone also is that we are also about to launch our 30-day swim bootcamp, which is what they're saying, you will have an access. All right. And so let me just show you quickly of where it is, because on that 30-day swim bootcamp, which is actually we've launched already, and then we have, woohoo! So this is the 30-day swim bootcamp. With the 30-day swim bootcamp, it's only 30 days. And I know wherever you're at, you don't need to see me in person, although there's an upgrade, wherein you will be able to improve, learn more about the swimming. What's the main thing that actually gonna help you shave off some more of those time to get faster? If you watch this one, you'll see how you'll do that. And you can see all the testimonials here, all the results that we've had. And I posted this one in my Facebook today, even this data, the data doesn't lie. All right, these people are online, and I hope I could have seen, I could, coach them in person, but they, even without seeing me in person, they improved. Okay. So we'll have that all available. If you're interested on that, we'll have that enrollment. And it's not about just me giving you, like training peaks. You will, just like in school, you will learn a specific concept. Week 1, breathing, balance, alignment. I'm gonna pick it apart. Week 2, catch and pull. Week 3, kick, hip drive, and rotation. Week 4, stroke rate and open water swim skills. While you're learning this, you will need to apply that in the pool. So every week you have a focus. Now, for those people who wants to see or have an in-person, you can also upgrade that. Plus, there are a lot of other things, including, they already mentioned the demo videos, but also swim video feedbacks in Feisty Fox Tribe, which a lot of our athletes are already getting it. In this Feisty Fox Tribe, I give feedbacks when you post videos here. I give specific feedbacks, and you're going to get this amazing community wherein we're really wanting to get faster. So that's available to everyone. If you are needing help, let's get on and do the right thing. Let's learn how to swim smart way, just like this 5 athletes who I wish I could be coaching in person. They are already saying that you could improve also. Okay, so let me ask you just one last before we wrap up. Cruz, Naga, Fanny, Javey, Rodrigo, I'm really happy that you guys jump on. So just one, maybe give them one statement or couple sentence. If they are, like see yourself like you were back then, how would you talk to this person? How can that old Cruz, old Fanny, the old Naga, old Rodrigo, Javey, because there are still other athletes like that struggling right now and annoyed by swimming, afraid that they would DNF, afraid that they're not going to meet the swim cutoff time, they won't be able to bike or run. How would you, what's the best advice that you're going to have them? Go ahead, let me have you, Cruz.
I would say that it's possible. First of all, right? Like it's definitely possible to be where you want to be. Like I said, it's going to take some hard work and effort, but you'll get there if you want it bad enough. And then like find the right coaching, because
Gotcha.
like sometimes you try to do it by yourself. It's like I said, you might do things the wrong way and not get the results you want. So and with the coaching, like you get it a lot quicker. So that's what I've experienced. Faster.
All right.
Yeah. Faster.
And instead of you doing it on your own.
Right.
All right. Good. Naga? Anything that you want to say to the old Naga or a person who's just like you, who's still struggling in swimming?
So I would say like hard work is very different from smart work. And
gotcha.
Like doing just the volumes and volumes of yards, hoping that someday, we used to be trained in this concept, like, okay, you put a lot of hard work, we'll get results. But if you put a lot of hard work towards doing something wrong, it won't get the results you deserve. So target your hard work towards the correct path. And this program, it helped me to find those correct areas where I have to target my effort.
I love how Naga thinks also. She's just like me. I know I can work hard, but I don't want to spend so much time. I just want to get the fast result. Love it. So it's like, all the brain. All right, good. Let's hear Fanny. Fanny, let's hear from you. And I know Catherine from Utah right now also got faster because you introduced, the 30-day swim boot camp. Tell us, give us something. What would you tell to the old Catherine or old Fanny, right?
Okay, I would tell just me, but other people, it's okay to be scared.
It's okay to be scared.
But don't let the fear stop you for what you want to do in life. And trust the process, trust the program, trust your coach. Because when you connect with your coach knows what you need and she knows you. Even, you know a person, she will know where you are.
Good.
Have fun.
Yes. Have fun. Even though at times, sometimes you drink some water at the beginning, but still have fun.
Yeah.
All right, good. Glad. All right, let's hear from Javey.
Yeah, just trust your hard work.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put the hard work. If not, it just doesn't happen. So trust the hard work and trust your coach. And dreams come true, no doubt.
Yes, love it. Thank you, Javey. All right, last but not the least, Rodrigo.
Sure. I would say trust the process.
Right?
Be patient and trust the process. So, I remember looking at the training and saying, okay, but I wanted to do so many things this week and it's not going to come until 3 weeks. Like, okay, that's okay. It will come, but the objective is you're going to get well prepared for that week when you're going to try to achieve your goal for that week. So definitely will be, I agree with JV. Trust the coach, trust the training plan. It will work. You just have to put the work and the time needed. That's all.
It will happen. It's not maybe, it's not might, it will happen. But with hard work, okay, and then doing the smart way so you don't spend so much time. Awesome. Well, that's basically it for tonight. Anything else that you guys want to add before we wrapped up? And thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope people are taking notes. I hope you guys are taking notes. If you guys want to touch base with them, if you feel that you resonate with them, I'm sure they will say they will message you back, hopefully. They're pretty busy, but they know how you feel. I do understand where you're coming from. So just down below, if it helps you, just share it to your friends who are still struggling with swimming. I hope that you guys learn a lot from today. Next week, we're going to have a swim training, and I am going to do it. So it's going to be an Ironman and Beyond Facebook group. It's scheduled next Monday. I'm going to do it. So if you guys have friends, have them go to the Facebook group, and I will do the training there. Swim training. Get faster. All right. have a good night, everyone. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.